Hey, I'm Brendan, and today we are checking out the Dainese MIG 3 gloves coming in at $100. These are going to be a great option for those riders out there looking for a lightweight, summer-oriented option. Tons of mesh on this glove, so airflow is definitely going to be the #1 priority here. You are going to lack a little protection because you're going with a mesh main construction here, so keep that in mind. But overall, incredibly comfortable gloves, and they're absolutely going to flow a lot of air for you, no doubt about it. So for you Florida riders out there, for you people in California, these are going to be a great option to take a closer look at. Before we get going, let's talk about the overall fit though. These are running about a half size large from my personal experience. I measure right at 8.75 inches around the full circumference of my hand. I typically wear a size large in most of my gloves, sometimes a medium, but I'm wearing a medium comfortably in these gloves. They do not feel restrictive. Feels like they are made for my hand in a size medium. So I would recommend, if you are in between sizes, get those measurements, reference a chart. If you're in between two sizes, go with the smaller option. I think you'll be much happier with that. But again, keep in mind, it's a mesh main construction. It's not leather, so it will relax still, but certainly not going to break in quite the same as leather will. So just keep that in mind. If you're in between two, you can always order both and return one if you really need to do so. At $100, it's going to ship to you for free. And as always, we do have a price match policy in place. It's there to ensure that you're getting the best deal around, so take advantage. Starting right here towards the bottom of the wrist, you can see that little Speed Demon logo, a little bit of reinforcement in this particular area. This is a high impact zone in this particular area, so always nice to have any additional protection I can get to protect that ulna bone right there. The main entry right here at the wrist, single Velcro, a little bit of stretch right there so you can easily pull it in. Works well. Pretty simplistic. As we work our way down the hand, you can see all of this mesh working its way into the gloves all the way down the fingers. You're also going to get some more mesh right here in the fourchettes in between the fingers as well. So a lot of airflow, no doubt about it. You don't want to use these in the middle of winter. Split knuckle, good protection here, a little bit of foam underneath there, and then we've got some TPR across the fingers. Now, when I first saw this, I was a little concerned. I thought this might be a little bit uncomfortable because it's a bit more of a unique design, right? But nothing feels restrictive, nothing feels uncomfortable. I don't feel any unwanted pressure in this particular area or anything like that. But yeah, more mesh in between the fourchettes, and that's a stretch material in there as well, so it's not going to hinder any breathability, but it's going to allow that to move and stretch and just be a little bit more comfortable for you as you're manipulating your controls. Swinging over to the inside of the glove, we do get touch tech capability at the index finger. You're also going to get it at the thumb. Normally, I like to see this wrapped around the tip of the finger, so you can pinch and zoom a little bit easier if you're looking at, your GPS, or maybe you're checking out the maps on your phone, but it does work. It's just not, I don't love it as much. I love it a bit more when it's right there on the tips of the fingers, so not a deal breaker by any means. Now, right here in the crook of the index finger and the thumb, and then working away across, we've got a little bit more reinforcement in this particular area. Again, it's very light reinforcement. This is going to be a suede material on the inside of the palm, really light in this particular area, and then we do have some coverage around that outer seam. But this is a suede material, right? So keep that in mind. It's not going to be nearly as protective as something like a leather glove. Usually we see a lot of goat leather on the inside of the palms on most gloves with mesh on the outside there just to help with that airflow. Personally, I like to see that goat leather, but you're going to step up in the line to get that goat leather there. So just keep that in mind. You're going to sacrifice a little protection by going with this particular material. You do have a little bit of foam reinforcement around the palm. Certainly nice to have that because, a lot of times you're bracing yourself for impact if you're coming off of the bike, so really nice to get some additional reinforcement in that particular area. It is very light. It is incredibly comfortable. Personally, I like goat leather on the inside of the palm there for the tactile feel and just that extra level of protection. But man, these are going to flow a ton of air, and they're going to be incredibly comfortable. Really excellent option for daily commutes and things like that. And if your hands are just sweating profusely on a regular basis when you ride, check these gloves out. I think you'll be happy with them. And of course, if you're looking for more details, click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page. And as always, if you have any additional questions for us, please do not hesitate to reach out. Give our customer service team a ring, shoot them an email, live chat them. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit, taking a closer look at the Dainese MIG 3 gloves. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.